no time for introductions because daylight is burning. And I've got to find the usual Minecraft stuff. I got to get myself I got no inventory here. I got to get myself some coal, potentially. I got to punch some trees. I'm not very good at this first day. You know, some people can really, I often forget something. Like I forget how many trees I need to punch or like what I need. I need some wool. I think that's probably what I'm going to have the hardest time finding. So I'm going to like run. I'll worry about food later. Oh, berries. We can eat berries. Berries are good for food. Give me berries. Easily distracted. I don't like... Yeah, this is okay. Birch is okay. I'm in a birch forest. I tried to start in like a... I'm not going to distract myself too much here, but I tried to start in a fairly vanilla feeling area, you know, aesthetically. And birch forest is pretty vanilla. Where are the sheep? Maybe if I go up high, I'll find some sheep. Gotta get those sheep. Gotta kill them. Ooh, cherry tree over there. Nope. Oh, I see pig. I see turkeys. Lovely turkeys. And that's tempting. Beehive. Get a queen bee. That's the Pam's bees. We've got rustic bees, and we've got Pam's bees. We don't have the vanilla bees. Uh-oh. This is no good. I gotta find coal too, right? Otherwise I'm gonna be blind. Or no, I guess I can just get lots of wood. I'm cutting through these woods real quick with my hands, which is because I've already done astral sorcery. I'm playing on a server here that's been going for 4 years, and I'm starting over. I'm 100,000 blocks away. Oh, pumpkins. I'm 100,000 blocks away from spawn. And I didn't bring anything with me, but you know, you can't escape your astral sorcery. So I've got a lot of reach because I love pumping up my reach. You can see I can reach blocks that are like 15 feet away. You know, like I could take down this tree, and my mining speed has like a boost. And that's nice. You know, that's fine. I considered stripping myself of my astral sorcery stuff before going on this adventure. There's really no sheep anywhere. Like, what is up with this? I need sheep. Where are the sheep? I'm gonna have a heart attack here if I don't find sheep. It's already... Which way is that sun moving? It's not quite noon yet. All right, not time to have a panic attack quite yet. Just kind of running around randomly. In this, there's spruce on this side. Lovely mountains out over there. Ooh. I like flowers. That's nice. Is that a, no, it's a cow. It's a big cow. I'm gonna get another one of these bee boxes here. I like that these bee boxes don't like attack me. Maybe I'll get some beautiful red flowers. Maybe I'll get some, don't get distracted. Gotta find sheep. How is the, I'm running out of food now, right? Too, I gotta take these berries. Because I'm running out of food. What am I gonna do? Flowers are cool, so this is a kitchen sink mod pack, and flowers are actually like really powerful because of botania. Ooh, we got some thom crystals down there. And seeing lots of pigs. We just have vanilla sheep, like the sheep, you know, with the pigs and the cows are from Animania. But the sheep I just left vanilla. This is my own custom mod pack. The sheep I just left vanilla because vanilla sheep are perfect already. Vanilla cows are also kind of perfect, but Animania's cows look like maxed out vanilla cows. Like if you had if cows had stats, then the Animania cows would be kings among cows. And that's fine. And the pigs just look like pigs to me, honestly. There's a bunch of different varieties, but they all just look like vanilla pigs to me, basically. But we didn't add any of the like more outlandish, you know, peacocks or things that kind of don't look very vanilla, because we, you know, have an aesthetic. Where are the sheep? Oh my gosh. I'm not gonna have enough time to put up a building, you know? I'm not even sure if I've got enough wood for a building. Okay, there's definitely gonna be sheep down there. There's definitely gonna be sheep down there. I'm gonna get the sheep. And I like this field. I don't really like to build in a forest. Like, this is nice because there's kind of mountains around. There's mountains around, and so I don't have to be like in the forest. The birch forest I was gonna have to like clear out a huge amount of that to not be attacked by everything every night. Still not seeing any sheep, but this is a field, right? There's got to be sheep in a field. What have we done? Oh my gosh, I'm out of dashing power. What have we done? I was, you know, I'm trying to showcase my mod pack here. Come on, where's the sheep? I gotta get started. I'm gonna have monsters on me at any moment. I should have like cheated. I should have found the sheep first and then just pretended to like run and find sheep. I could also, you know what else I could do is I could be on the lookout for like modded sources of string. But like, this is unprecedented. This is unprecedented. Where are the sheep? This is not very entertaining. I'm just saying, where are the sheep over and over again? I was just watching Conan O'Brien last night, eating hot wings. I hadn't seen that clip before, Conan O'Brien eating the hot wings. And he talks about the worst thing that an interviewer says is, oh, I see the sheep. I see the sheep. I see the sheep. There we go. This isn't going well. That's like, don't say that to your audience. But I'm not really like, I kind of don't think of this as something that I'm doing for anybody but myself. And like, you know, are you my audience? Does this have to be entertaining? Now I'm getting all meta. All right. A wooden sword. I'm like making a wooden sword right next to the sheep. Hey, come back here. You walked away. Good, smart sheep. Smart sheep. Your wool will make a good bed because you are smart sheep. But there was only one of you. I see more sheep. Okay. All right. And I see a village over there. I'm not the biggest fan of villages. I left villages in the mod pack, but very, very close to taking them out because it's sort of easy mode. Like, you start out with access to a bunch of food and stuff that's already been cultivated for you. It's kind of like, oh, you know, are you new here? Are you new to this land? This is our land. Whereas I think, you know, when I was playing Minecraft back in the day, that's actually what motivated me to make this video in the first place. Is I've been watching a lot of video essays that people have made about their experience playing Minecraft, you know, back in beta, etc. And, you know, I've had a similar experience. I'm just going to go in the middle of this field right here. I'm just going to throw up a house right here. I've had, you know, I was playing Minecraft back in beta, and when they added the villages, I was like, okay, well, I guess this is for somebody. Like, they're putting this in here for somebody. They know who they're putting this in here for, but it's not me. Like, I want to just start in a fresh open world with nobody else in the world except me. And then if I'm playing like multiplayer, which is what you should be doing if you're playing Minecraft, if you're playing multiplayer, then, you know, when you're wandering around the world, you don't see a bunch of buildings that people built. Like, if you see a structure, you know that it was created by human hands, by a conscious being, who lived and breathed and loved, and maybe is gone now, because that's how Minecraft servers tend to go, right? And so, you know, when I was making my own mod pack, I thought, oh, you know, like I started I started with all of the structures from all of the different mods that I was adding. You know, this is a kitchen sink mod pack. There's 180 mods, and that's a fire. That's a fire. Shoe fire. I started with all the generating structures, you know, and I turned them off gradually one by one until there was very little left, because they all just felt like they disrupted that experience of that Minecraft experience of a plain open world with nothing in it. Probably gonna have to use half slabs for the roof here. Probably gonna have to use slabs for the roof, and I think I'm gonna make the roof low. I think I'm probably gonna jump up here and put the slabs on here. You can see that I have this enormous reach. I really like the enormous reach. That's like the one thing that I really like from Astral Sorcery. But yeah, this way the roof won't be a monster spawner while I'm away, and I won't have to light it up. I never found any coal, so I mean, and I just converted all of my logs into planks. I get a little distracted, you know. I'm not great at setting up that first day, but I really enjoy it. This is like the part of Minecraft that I like the most, I would say, is the first day, and not just the first day, but like especially in modded Minecraft, I don't go deep in the mods. I go broad. I just pick a lot of like little bits from different mod packs, from different mods, I should say. How am I going to close up these holes? I'm going to go punch down another tree real quick, because I am quick. Yeah. And maybe another bee box. Greedy for bees. Yeah, but I frequently start over. So there's a couple of players on this mod pack who, on this server, this is a server, it's been running for 4 years. And it will run for another 6 years until 2030, and then we'll retire it. We'll start over. And there's some people who have just one base, and they've been building that one base for the entire time that they've been playing on the server. And like, I really respect that, but I can't do it. I build one base for a while, and then I get, you know, an idea for another base, and I go and build the other base. But it's always just like, I don't build things, I don't have a plan in my mind that is like, I'm gonna build a enormous sky island or something. I have built enormous sky islands. So maybe that's not a great example, but you know, I don't have an enormous plan. My plan is to build a house like this, right? and then to build another, you know, and maybe to put a bridge or a road between them. Yeah, I don't really think in terms of like, I used to, but I don't really think in terms of enormous projects anymore. Now I kind of think in terms of homesteads. And so starting is actually like really fun. You go and you find a nice place to build. I have not found a nice place to build. I've kind of just plopped myself in the middle of this field. So there's probably going to be a wandering age. And then, yeah, and then what? And then I'm just doing the math here on this. What have I got? What is that? Is that a hole? No, it's blue slate. Lovely. And then you build for a while, and you keep whatever it is you've built, you keep it finished. You keep it in a state of being finished, rather than in an unfinished state. I can barely see what I'm doing here. Okay, I'm gonna need a pickaxe. I'm gonna need a pickaxe because I want to get some stone, because I want to make a furnace, because I want to make some coal so that I can see what I'm doing. And I'm gonna compress these guys back together because I don't really like birch all that much. It's never been my favorite wood, you know. I feel like the tier list is like spruce at the top, and then I'm gonna just get what I need here. 2, 3, 4, 5. Like spruce is the best looking wood, and then I really like oak. I like oak in the presence of other woods like dark oak and oak, you know, they look really nice together, but I've never been a big fan of birch. It can be nice for highlights though. can be nice for highlights. And I'm supposed to throw this in. Oop, I'm supposed to throw this in here, right? That's the tech. Although I probably should have mined out. I have to make another wooden pickaxe now because I didn't mine out enough stone to make myself a stone pickaxe. And then this thing went out. Okay, that's good. That at least is okay. Oh, what a disaster! Here we go. But this is it. You know, this is real. This is I'm building a base on our server. This is a base that I will love. And I'm gonna explore a bunch of mods and introduce the ideas, the sort of foundational ideas of this mod pack, the themes, and I don't know. Hopefully that'll be reasonably entertaining. Where did I get this piece of coal from? Oh, from mining just now. Yeah, that's what I was doing down there. I was mining. Yeah, cool. I should probably make a box and a floor. I should probably make a floor out of wood. I got all these half slabs. Yeah. And then I'm going to make, this is going to be a spiral staircase. I always make spiral staircases because I play on a trackpad. I'm playing on a 2024. What year is it now? 2024 MacBook Pro. And I just saw a shadow. I do not like that. I do not like that. I'm really scared of mobs. I never fight mobs. I never see mobs. I play with the sound off so that I don't hear mobs, or anything remotely mob-like. What was that about? Oh right, yeah, because I haven't put any torches down. God, I'm such a noob. I've been playing Minecraft since 2011, and I've been playing in modded servers like this. So like I know all the mods, and I have all these wonderful cross mod exploits that I like to leverage, and just all kinds of stuff. But when it comes to vanilla Minecraft, I'm still just a huge noob. Yeah. Spiral staircases. Yeah, I was saying I play on a MacBook Pro, and it has a trackpad, and it's all I've ever known. I bought my first laptop. My first powerful computer was a laptop, and it had a trackpad, and I'd been using mice before that, but yeah, I got into the trackpads. I play StarCraft on a trackpad. I play Minecraft on a trackpad. And what's interesting, so people who don't play on trackpads are often they're in my bases, and they're when you go down a spiral staircase and you don't have a trackpad, it's like oh, wool, right? I was going to do a whole bit here. When you don't have a trackpad and you're going down one of these, you keep having to move your mouse. You keep having to lift your mouse up and put it down again, to the left of where it was. And it's really annoying. People are like, why do you build these? These are terrible. But on a trackpad, it's just my finger. Spinning is really easy. I just go spin, spin, spin. So when I'm going down a spiral staircase, I'm just gradually spinning, and I don't have to smack my mouse around. It's very nice. And that's just how I learned to make spiral staircases, because of my setup. These guys, get out of here. No, I don't. I like the. Do you think skeletons can shoot me through here? They might actually be able to just shoot me through here. That would suck. The fact that I don't know is telling. I don't have windows in my first. This is probably a new thing, right? I usually don't have windows, and so I don't have to worry about mobs in the periphery of my vision. But anyway, let's do the bit. Let's do the bit with the wood. Here we go. Look at this. There we go. We got all kinds of. We got comforts installed. Oops. We got comforts installed, which has got sleeping bags. We got beds. Very nice. Spawn point set. Did you see that? Can't sleep. 4 years on this server. Never slept. You can't skip night. Back in beta, you couldn't skip night. And on our first server that we had, like our first multiplayer server, we had this whole like schism. We had an event essentially where some players on the server, when beds were introduced, they were just like, bed. They just type in chat, bed, 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 you know, and a bunch of us were like, screw that. And we moved to the Nether. we literally we picked up and we moved all of our stuff to the Nether because, you know, in the Nether nobody's telling you to go. You don't have your mom being like bed, bed. So when we worked on this mod pack, it's the same people I was playing Minecraft with back then. We're playing modded Minecraft now, and we were like, let's get rid of beds. We don't want anybody to tell us to go to bed. We're Peter Pans, you know. We don't want to go to bed. We just want to play Minecraft. So there's no beds, and 1, 2, 3, and that's quite nice. Yeah, so that was so this is the extent of my ability as a performer. What you just witnessed was like the most forced anything is going to be. It's going to be on that level of being forced. I like built up the whole like, oh, I gotta find sheep, and then I like couldn't find sheep, and I was like, no, the bit. and then when I got in here, I didn't even immediately build a bed and try to pass night because it's not even possible, right? And I haven't developed that reflex. So you just witnessed an incredibly embarrassing moment that I'm going to put on YouTube, which is probably ill-advised all by itself. But you know, I love this mod pack, and I want to share it with people, you know, in some way. And not only do I love this mod pack, like I love this mod pack more than I love other mod packs, and it's because of how vanilla it feels. Like it's a kitchen sink, but it's like a vanilla kitchen sink, and hopefully you can feel that just watching it already. Watching me, you know, struggle with humor for a little while here, you can kind of see that like what are we doing right now? Where's all the modded stuff? You saw some modded plants. You've seen like slate, that's modded, right? You saw some water crystals growing. That's actually pretty rare. When you're running around in the world, you don't usually see weird glowing things. Like nothing glows in the overworld. You don't typically see botania flowers. You don't typically see you know, ordo crystals, air crystals in a mountain, you know, like uglying up my mountain. No, those are all underground. So those have all been moved underground. Same thing with like AE craters. That's all been moved underground. And then look at this, like look at my inventory. How vanilla is this inventory right now? And here I am, I'm running into Certus quartz ore and osmium ore, but they're granite ores, right? And I don't need them, so I'm just gonna pretend they don't exist, because just the same way that I typically pretend that granite doesn't exist because it's, you know, kind of ugly. It looks really nice with blue slate, actually. That's a thing. Blue slate is a lovely. It's blue, right? And then you put the granite and the slate. I find don't they look really nice? They look really nice together. But granite by itself, I typically don't build red things, you know. If I'm going to build something red, it's probably going to be like a roof. It'll be made of brick. And here's some lead, right? 2, 3, 4. Like, but what am I doing? Have I been messing this up? No. What's going on here? 1, 2, 3, 4. 2, 3. Oh, this shouldn't be here. It should be over there. I've built so many spiral staircases in my time that I've developed a bit of a sensibility, a bit of an aesthetic, you know. I like my spiral staircases to be just so. This one is a rare 3. The column in the center here, I decided that I would show off with the 3. Usually I do just the 1 in the center, and then sometimes recently I've been doing the 2. But the 3 is a rare delight because it gets you go down faster, right? Like, where am I right now? Well, I can actually tell you where I am right now because I can see lead. I'm in the modded strata. So I've stratified the ore gem so that vanilla ores generate down where like, I mean, obviously iron generates everywhere, but iron and diamonds, redstone, like all of the important vanilla ores, gold, they all generate where they would in vanilla, and nothing else generates down there, or nothing else generates in stone down there. So if you're a vanilla player and you're playing this mod pack and you're like kind of new to modded Minecraft, you can kind of imagine, aside from the shock of building your bed, I look forward to players. We've had players who are vanilla players, and they come in here and then they build a bed and they're like, what? I can't sleep. What's wrong? My bed's broken. And we're all like cackling, because we're mean. That no, that's not actually true. We're not mean, but yeah, people aren't expecting that, and then it happens, and then but like those vanilla players, when they go mining in like the 1.12.2 pack, for example, I like to pick on the 1.12.2 pack. When you go mining, you end up with an inventory that's just like completely full. Like no matter where you are or what you're mining for, you're going to end up with an inventory that's full of like amethyst and quantum entangled ore, and various kinds of uranium, like ore that might actually be killing you while you carry it around, stuff like that. I remember my friend, we were playing on our first modded Minecraft server, and he mined out some uranium, and then he was like, what do you do with ores? You smelt them. And he smelted them, and it killed him. And he was like, what? what? What a turnoff that is, right? So I try to keep like the core vanilla experience, samey, right? So as you pass down through the layers, like where are we now? We're at 21. So I'm heading down to get diamond, because that's how I am. But I've passed through the modded strata, which had some amethyst there, and I might not know what to do with that. I'm probably going to mine out some iron so that I can make an iron pick. There's a bit of nickel. Nickel spawns only in iron veins. So what's likely to happen is you're, a vanilla player like me right now, and you're wandering around and you're finding these weird ores, and you're like just ignoring them. You can just ignore them if you want. And then when you get down to the vanilla strata, down at like y equals 0 through 20. You're just going to find all the normal stuff, and yeah, you don't have to deal with all that extra. Ooh, I don't have any coal. That's something that I did not see. I thought I saw some coal, didn't I? Wasn't there coal down there? Okay, well, anyway, it's daytime, so maybe I'll go out and punch trees. Here is to hoping that, I've kind of, the door is going to have to be over here, maybe. Yeah? Is that where the door is going to be? Punk. Give me a door. Do I have enough? No. Can I make a stone door? No, there's no mod that makes stone doors. I'm also out of food. I have to sort out the food situation. Yeah, it just ended the food. One of the things that I've been seeing, I'm right next to this beautiful forest with all these red woods. Cut one of those down. One of the things that I've been seeing in the video essays about vanilla Minecraft, and about beta, and about going backwards and building inwards, is people talking about the running. And some of this stuff is really interesting to me, because I had problems with Minecraft as it grew. Things that they were adding, I was like, for example, they added the beds, and then later they added the goddamn phantoms. And like, that's like doubling down on a terrible decision. You made a terrible decision by adding beds. That was a bad design decision, right? Like, that's just unacceptable to take a part of your game that is like a core part of the loop and be like, oh, you want to skip this? Yeah, just go ahead. Just skip it anytime. And then later you're like, oh man, players are complaining about beds and because nobody will sleep on the servers. They're always like, bed. How do we stop that? Oh, well, we can't remove beds. So why don't we just like double down, triple down, I would say. Ooh, there's blue leaves over there. You see that? Triple down, even. And add phantoms to like go and mess people up when they don't sleep. Like, that's like, you thought the other players were your mom? No, the phantoms. Like, no, Mojang, we're your mom. Sorry for moms are great, by the way. I don't know. I guess I should. I'm a dad, and I tell my kid to go to sleep. So maybe I could be saying dad instead of mom. But when I grew up, it was always like mom. it's time for bed, Mom. You know, so I guess that's stuck in my head. One of the subtle ways that patriarchy will. I'm signaling here, so you know if you know now, you know if you're part of my audience or not. Right? If you just got shook up by me mentioning the patriarchy, then maybe this is not the YouTube video for you. But you know, whatever. What was I saying? Phantoms suck. The kids these days, they got no discipline. Mojang. Yeah, I'm a rambly guy and I get distracted easily, and so sometimes I'll be trying to make a point and then I'll just forget what the point was that I was trying to make because I've gone too many layers down. And I'm no longer talking about what I'm doing in Minecraft, but you know, like we've all done this 1,000 times. I'm making a door. You know what I'm doing. You know what I'm doing in Minecraft. I'm making a door, and I think I'm gonna make what are these? Pressure plate. You know, a little pressure plate. Boop. That way I can just pass in and out. That fire is really, that's no good. Pass in and out. Probably need some food. I have a lot of like modded bullshit in my inventory right now. Apples. That's a source of food. But what am I gonna eat? Can't eat rocks. Oh yeah, this was the other thing I was trying to do, was make charcoal. Can't eat rocks. Didn't actually get a lot of interesting crops. Maybe I will break some Pam's gardens here and see what I get. Wheat. Yeah, this is good. I'm gonna do another bit. I'm gonna go vanilla. I'm gonna use wheat. So I guess actually I should go punch grass. Go touch grass with my fist. I'm a very funny man. Here we go. Put some more box. We're gonna need a lot of box. So this is a thing that also, like when we played Minecraft, the amount of box you need, inventory management, even in vanilla these days, is crazy. People complain about that. But the amount of box that you need in order to like have an inventory that functions, like just walking around, like what I'm gonna do right now. Just cutting down all the grass. Cows. Oh, don't punch the cows. Some cows get very angry when you punch them in Animania. The ones like with big horns and stuff, don't accidentally punch cows. It's like looking at an Enderman. You're just dead. They're just gonna throw you off the mountain. But like, look at how much seed. You know, I've got all this modded seed in my inventory now, which is cool. Seeds are very powerful in this mod pack, right? Seeds are basically how you start. Seeds and flowers are like how you start modding, doing modded stuff. You use, you know, red and yellow flowers to make Botania stuff, and you use you know, there's witchery, and there's roots. Roots is great, and then roots and stuff, like all of those mods are gateways into other mods, because once you have access to roots, there's things that you can make in roots that'll give you access to other mods. Something I quite like doing is kind of like a skyblock, but like not actually a skyblock, kind of a faux skyblock, where I just like take off all my clothes, run into the forest, and go to some weird biome where, you know, like I just did this in the Alps. I just finished doing this in the Alps recently. This is fresh in my mind. Water is cool. There's water right here. I put a little roof over this water and then light it up and stuff. The Alps, and surviving in the Alps, and to see, like, I just want to see, well, what can I do if I just go into the Alps and try to play survival in the Alps? I mean, how far along in various mods can I get? How blocked do I get? And then what I do is, because I'm the mod pack maintainer, whenever I get super blocked by something, I add whatever it is. I add like a method, right? Like, so for example, iron. A problem with survival in the Nether is that there's no iron ore anywhere, right? So I was playing survival in the Nether, and I decided to add some recipes that would help you with iron ore. So tiny pile of iron dust you get from rustic ironberry juice. Well, there's no ironberry trees in the Nether, right? blood. You put blood into a drying basin, and then it dries into a tiny pile of dust. And blood can be got by crushing glass shards in a crushing tub. You jump up and down on them, and it creates quite a bit of blood. Chunks of flesh from the chunks of flesh biome. That's like you just mine out huge amounts of chunks of flesh, throw them into a crushing tub, right? Or you can smelt meat. You could smelt, but the other thing you can do is you can build a smeltery, and then you can just jump into your smeltery and stand in there, and you take damage, and it generates blood, and then you use that blood, you like dry the blood to make iron. But to make a smeltery, you need seared bricks, right? So we added nether grout, and nether grout is actually something like, look at this texture was added by our texture guy, and then this recipe, and this is something that they added to. We added this with Craft Tweaker, but like they added this to Tinkers. Oh, it's nighttime. Did I get distracted? Oops. They added that to Tinkers, and so, you know, it felt pretty balanced to add that to Tinkers. And then now it means you can make iron in the nether, which means you can make a bucket in the nether, right? Oh, actually, you need a bucket. So this is all these chicken and egg problems are wonderful. I love them. So drying basin, right? To get the blood into the drying basin, you need a bucket, but you know, to make a bucket, you need iron. So what we did was we made a sinucite bucket. Sinucite is an ore added by better nether, and you can use it. You can smelt it. Where? Sinucite block. I think you can like craft into a bucket. No, is it not? It's not sinucite. Forged sinucite. No. I'm pretty sure we did this, didn't we? I mean, I did survival in the nether. I was in the nether for months. Where's the sinucite bucket? Is it gone? Oh, there it is. Is that it? No, it's a copper bucket. Weird. I swear to God. Well, anyway, I don't care if you believe me or not. I don't even know who you are. What am I doing right now? Oh, yes. Okay, seeds. So now we've got lots of seeds, and we got some vanilla seeds. So the next time that there's some daylight and I happen to be outside, or if I manage to make a watch in the next little while, a clock in the next little while, then I'll have a much better rhythm. Yeah, which brings me back to a thing that I was saying earlier, the rhythm, right? Minecraft in beta, vanilla Minecraft, is like about that rhythm, that day-night cycle. You're like, you know, during the day, you're out there. Whoa, whoa, whoa. Okay, I'm gonna get rid of that. I can get rid of that. I don't wanna get attacked by zombies. During the day, you're out there planting seeds and doing your farming and probably exploring a little bit if you're cool, like me. And then during the night, you've got to find something to do. And like, you know, people have complained. I've shown this mod pack to some folks who aren't me and my buddies, and that's the first thing that people complain about is like, oh, we can't. Well, I'm not making a bucket. I got buckets on the brain now. We can't, you know, what are you supposed to do at night? I just got to wait. You know, what am I supposed to do? It breaks my rhythm. I just got to wait. And it's like, no, you find a hobby. It's just like in the real world, you know, at night you do your hobby. And during the day you work your day job, which is, you know, that's the real world. No, that's not exactly right, but you know what I mean. You have a rhythm, you find a rhythm. And, being able to work through the night, like being able to work continuously without having to task switch, that's something that you earn in Minecraft. That is in vanilla. That is the late game tech, right? People are all thinking like, oh, you know, the late game tech in Minecraft, vanilla Minecraft is enchanted armor or whatever. Like, no, you don't want to be standing out there in your enchanted armor, building a castle at night with things knocking you around all the time, right? Like, that would be dumb. You use light, you light up an area and you fence it off so that you keep the bad things out, and then you work through the night, and that's the late game tech, and you have to earn that. And so like removing that by having beds be the thing that everybody just gets a bed on the first day and then never has to. I went too deep. Oh, 12 is okay. 11's okay, right? Yeah. I sometimes go with 12 because I'm a scaredy cat. But, you know, I think I'll go with... And also, it's nicer because this is the end of my staircase. Yeah, I'm gonna go with 12 for both of those reasons. Yeah, What was I saying? Something about something? Oh, yeah, okay, rhythm. Yeah, so, you know, beds just take that out. You make them on the first day. I'm not the first person to have said that, so, you know, I'm not trying to say, like, that this is a new idea or anything. You know what is a new idea? At least I've never encountered this before. I put modded ores in other kinds of stone. Like, what I noticed was when I play Minecraft in vanilla or whatever, I don't like this. I don't like this. I do not like this. No, thank you. I do not like caves. I don't cave. There'll never be, you will almost never see me go into a cave. I just wall them off and forget about them. Hiding, you know, in vanilla, there's no reason to mine gravel, basically. Like, you might use gravel as a texture in your builds, or like for the floor, because of the crunch, crunch, crunch sound. It's quite attractive sound. But other than that, there's like really just no reason to do that. You're gonna watch me mine now with a stone pickaxe for a little while. There's no reason to do it, right? And like the granite and the andesite and the diorite, and like they've improved that a little bit in the modern Minecraft, but like it's still, you know, andesite is nice. It looks like shiny cobble. Like, it looks, if you make the stone bricks out of it, it looks like a shiny. Guy used a mix of it on a build to have like the basement look kind of shitty. I used cobblestone bricks for the basement, and then nicer bricks as you go up the building, and then like nice shiny ass bricks way up at the top. So you can kind of, you barely notice it because the andesite bricks look so similar to, stop, andesite. See, like there's the andesite brick. That just looks like a brick, right? Stone brick, right? But it looks a little shiny, so I don't know. I thought that was cute. I want another stone pickaxe. I don't want to like waste my iron pickaxe, because this is pretty vanilla. We're being very vanilla right now, so having an iron pickaxe is like a luxury right now. Yeah, so because all of those things were like, it's not that they were useless, it's that you just wouldn't dig them out. Like, if you encounter gravel in vanilla Minecraft, it's just a hassle. You're just like, gravel, switch to my shovel, it fell, you know, this is like just annoying. It's just annoying. But what I've done is I've given you a reason to dig it out, right? If you're a vanilla player, then you're just going to ignore this stuff. But if you're a modded player, you're like, oh, tin. Oh, like I can make a cache. I can make a cache. I need tin to make a cache to like keep all my seeds, all my goddamn seeds, in a cache, you know, or keep all my cobblestone or whatever in a cache. So like, maybe, is there more? Can I, like, if I keep mining out this gravel, am I gonna find like more gravel ores? You know, and there's like a significant amount of gravel ores. I'm probably not gonna find any more just because I'm trying to demonstrate A, and so instead what you will see is B. There you go. You'll find tin, you'll find silver, you'll find the occasional gold in there, which is pretty cool. And that gold you can find at every elevation, almost every elevation, which is cool. It's like a different, like if you play Minecraft and you play, like, you don't have to go down to find gold to make your watch in order to like start your day-night cycle, right? You might though. Right? It's up to you. It's up to you. And that's, I think, at the core of a sandbox game is like choice. You want to have the ability for different players to approach problems slightly differently, right? Even if they get to the same place in the end. Like players who are like, oh, I'm going to mine out every gravel that I see. I'm going to mine it all out, and then I'm going to see what I get. And, you know, they'll have a different experience than someone who doesn't do that, who does a more vanilla thing. Yeah. And it also keeps the vanilla players happy because they're not getting an inventory full of ores that they can't use. Like if you are mining modded materials and you go mining, you need a modded inventory, right? You need a modded inventory to mine modded materials, because there's so many, you know, different variations, right? Like you're going to get your Certus quartz, and you're going to get your osmium, and if you're mining in, there's so many ores that I've had to split them up based on biomes, right? So like if you're mining in a desert, you're going to have an inventory full of aluminum, you know, bauxite. If you're mining in in a mountain, you're going to have dwarven ores like lead that and copper are in abundance, and what's that, meteoric iron, this stuff, nickel. That's very convenient that poked out right there. You're gonna have a huge amount of nickel, right? You're gonna have all of the uranium, all of those nuclear craft ores. They're all in mountain biomes, right? So, and that does two things. It means that the vanilla players don't have to be burdened by that, right? The vanilla players can do like I'm doing, and just go down to the normal level for mining and just like learn the game nice and slow, right? We just play the game the way that we know how to play the game, and like learn new things as they come. I'm going to use my vast reach to do that, and then I can keep going. That's why I like to have a vast reach, so that I never have to even, like, note that I'm not even looking in those caves. I don't want to be tempted. I don't want to be tempted by the ores, Like, oh, there's diamond over there. I should risk everything. I rarely die. This is not a hardcore mode. I'm not playing in hardcore mode, but like I rarely die. I'm just going to put this osmium right back in the wall here as decoration. That's a bit of a bug, eh? It turns back into stone in your inventory. It's okay. Yeah, you don't burden the diamond players, but then the other thing you do by hiding certain mods materials in certain biomes, right? Like in the 1.12.2 pack, which I'm going to pick on again right now, everything is everywhere all the time. So you like walk out of your door and it's like, oh, there's a volcano and a redwood tree and 100 eucalyptus trees, and there's a Thaumcraft magical forest. Like every second biome is a Thaumcraft magical forest because you can't configure Thaumcraft magical forests. And then you travel 1,000 blocks and you're like, oh, there's another volcano and there's another redwood tree and there's another 100 eucalyptus trees and there's another, everywhere you go there's botania flowers, and it gets like, come on guys, that's not exploration. You're not able to explore if the gradient is homogeneous, like we're not talking about noise, like if we're talking about white noise, like white noise is homogeneous. Where did my crafting table go? Did I lose my crafting table? White noise is homogeneous, right? So anywhere that you go in a field of white noise, you find the same, right? And that's like death to a procedurally generated game because there's no exploration anymore. It's all just the same. You start your game in one place, and then you just spend your whole life there, and you never have to explore. But not in this mod pack. Like to do astral sorcery, you got to explore. Those astral sorcery temples, they don't spawn everywhere. They spawn in very specific places. To do nuclear craft, you got to find a mountain, find an Alps maybe. Ooh, what was that? Oh, it's just a visual glitch. I'm very jumpy. You have to, where's my torch? Where's my torches at? Where is my upside down torch? Such a noob. Yeah. Yeah. To do bewitchment, you got to find those trees. They kind of spawn everywhere, unfortunately, but not everywhere. Like Thaumcraft, you got to find those crystals. They're not everywhere. So every time that you want to do a new mod, you might have to leave home. You might have to travel 1,000 blocks, to a neighboring biome to find that stuff, right? And that's awesome. It's like I've solved two problems. I'm going to try and make up an off-the-cuff thing to say about doing two things for the price of one. Something with birds, maybe. Oh, I've killed two birds with one stone. It's as though I've killed two birds with one stone. I just made that up. I've never heard that before in my life. I need an iron shovel. This is another thing that's great, right? When do you say I need an iron shovel in vanilla? You never do, because it's just not a very well designed game, right? Whereas this mod pack, I need an iron shovel. Right now I want this silver. I need an iron shovel. I don't actually want the silver, so I don't need an iron shovel. But if I did want the silver, boyo, I'd be making an iron shovel. And frequently, once I get into the mods, I will be carrying around an iron and even a diamond pickaxe for exactly this reason. And I think that's just better. That's a way to improve vanilla, right? Build on the existing framework that has been given to us. Which is, yeah, like I don't think this mod pack is perfect or finished. I think that this is a starting point. Maybe I'll do another mod pack. Like I said, this server is going to go until 2030. And then the idea is that there will have by then been another golden age of modding. So there'll be a version, that's basalt, so there's lava around here. There'll be a version of Minecraft that has 1,000,000 billion mods, and it'll be like 1.28, .3 or something. Ooh, that's so there's a I don't even want to think about that right now. Don't distract me. Yeah, and then I'll build another mod pack, like this one, but it'll have create in it, and it'll have whoa, what was that? That was a visual glitch, and that'll be cool. Or I'll just tweak this more. I'll put in the long-term support versions of the mods, because there's various mods that have now like the unofficial long-term support version that somebody's maintaining, like Embers and Soot and Aetherworks, and whoa, this is so weird. It's because there's a quark cave. Oh man, there's like a quark makes these. If you play modded Minecraft, you know what quark does. But it makes these underground forests that are not exactly biomes. They're like terrain features. Oh, am I standing on this stuff? I shouldn't be standing on that stuff. Look at that. That could have been weird. That could have been weird. That could have been me down there. I'm out of here. I'm out. So this is how I play. I don't take risks. So I stay alive. Right? Like I can probably count on my fingers the number of times that I've died in the last 4 years. I only have 10 fingers, like you. I have 10. Well, you might not have 10 fingers. If you don't have 10 fingers, I'm sorry for generalizing. But I have 10 fingers, and 10 toes as well. Yeah, so it might be my fingers and toes, but I can definitely remember most of the significant times when I've like died and lost progress. Sometimes I throw myself off of things in order to, but very rarely. That's very rare. Yeah, that's my life. Hello, I play Minecraft. And now I'm putting the stairs into my spiral staircase. That makes it a spiral staircase. And going up. I didn't find diamond, but what I will do here is I will mine this out. This is I call this modded diamond. When I was designing the strata, I tried to put to have like kind of similarities between the strata. So like if you're in the vanilla strata, you're finding diamond and gold, and if you're in the modded strata, you're finding modded diamond and modded gold. Lead is the modded gold, and amethyst is the modded diamond, and that's because amethyst pickaxe has like similar mining level and durability to diamond. So if you once you figure that out, then you're like, oh cool, I can just use amethyst. And amethyst is like a little bit more plentiful than diamond, which is good because once you get into modding, like you want to use your diamonds not for I'm not going to pave over this. I'm just going to get it right now. You want to use your diamonds for like modded purposes, right? Making, I don't know, whatever the heck, everything. Every mod needs diamonds, right? Which is an improvement over vanilla, where it's like, well, you just have the one use for diamonds, and then they just start building up in your box, right? Ooh, that was did I miss a torch? Oh yeah, I did. I missed a torch. See, look at that. I missed a torch. I've been doing this for 15 years-ish. When did I build my first spiral staircase? It probably was like 2011. So, not that long. And, yes. Salt. You need a lot of salt if you're going to do PAMs, which you should. Like, you should care about what you eat. You should. This is another thing. People talk about like the video essays about beta. One of the things that people talk about is these kind of aesthetic choices that people make, right? Like, if you have a village nearby. Are there monsters? Am I safe? Yes, I seem to be safe. If you have a village nearby, right? then someone has already built you one of these. So you don't have to build one of these. You don't have to think about how you want the windows to look, right? Or like the roof or whatever. You don't have to do that. You just run into a vanilla village, right? And then if you've got, you know, in the proper beta, there was just oak and cobble. Back in my day, it was just oak and cobble, and so everything had this aesthetic. There's a video. I'm not going to be able to remember the name of the video. I should probably take notes and acknowledge people's hard work, because people are making videos way better than this one out there on YouTube. A video that talks about the I can't break my bed. Put this. I'm gonna need a bigger boat. I'll put one over there. I'll put one. Oh, I know what I can do. I don't think I can put one here. Oh, yeah, I can. I'll put a little. Boop, boop. There we go. Yeah, everything was oak. Everything had a sort of consistent look to it, and that like modern Minecraft kind of loses that consistent look because now there's just so many different kinds of everything that it becomes a lot more difficult for someone to make something that looks good. Right? And I think in that video and in most videos of this kind, the author will like acknowledge that, like, yeah, well, you could choose to just use, you know, you could choose if you want, like if you have the willpower. I think the best argument I've heard against this is that it's about willpower, and like you can't actually necessarily choose, and that's a good argument. You can choose not to use all these materials, right? You know, and like similarly, you can, you know, there's a village over there, but like, you could choose just not to go into it. You can choose to explore, right? And all these things. Choice. And that's me, right? Like that resonates with me because I do choose to play a simple kind of Minecraft. It's modded Minecraft, so there's 180 mods, but like I don't dive down a mod, like when I don't dive deep into a mod to like reach the end game, you know, to kill the Ender Dragon or some bullshit. Like, is there even an Ender Dragon in this? Ender Dragon. Yeah, he's got to be in here, right? We didn't take him out. I don't care. That's not Minecraft, right? That's just some bullshit that Mojang slapped on there at the end in the adventure update. It doesn't, you know, it doesn't detract from Minecraft if you don't let it. But it, you know, it does lead people down the wrong path, right? People get, even me, like sometimes I find myself rabbit holing on some mod, going deeper just for the sake of going deeper, right? But like I catch myself and I say like, no, man, it's about building. And if your mods must be in service of your build, right? So like I'll frequently do witchery or you know, a little bit of Botania, just sort of convenience things. I hate this. I hate you. Get out of here. I hate mobs. Oh, I'm such a scaredy cat. We took creepers out, actually. I'm gonna get sidetracked on a little story here. After about 2 years, we voted out the creeper. Not exactly. We moved them underground, so they only spawn underground. So you can still occasionally get, you know, that, and then you're dead. But we moved them out, and it's not because, like, I'm fine with creepers. It pained me to move them underground because I think that they are a very integral part of the Minecraft experience. But it's not that the thing I'm worried about with the creepers isn't that they blow up my build, right? That's fine, I can fix my build. The thing is that when you're running around in the outside in the wild, creepers are just exploding all the time. And if you've got 20 people on your server running around and creepers are exploding all the time, it like gradually, there's entropy, right? It creates this downward pull. and you like gradually have this cratered landscape. What is that? Oh, that's one of those angry zombies. Ugh. Thaumcraft. Get out of here. I haven't seen one of these in a long time. We don't have a lot of ooh, Enderman. We don't have a lot of non-vanilla, like modded mobs, because it's not about fighting. It's not a game about fighting mobs. It's a game about building a nice little cottage, you know? Yeah. And about mining. I like mining. I like mining and I like talking. Yeah. And I get distracted. I lose track of what I was saying. I lose the thread. Yeah, so you make choices, right? And you know, we're capable of making choices, and making choices sometimes can be hard. You can sometimes feel like, oh, it's not, you know, the game encourages me to play a certain way, and then I end up playing that way. And that's cool. Like, I believe that when you're playing a video game, you should enter into a diplomatic relationship with that video game. You should allow the video game to sort of guide your play, but you should also allow your play to guide the video game, right? So like, you know, a good example is maybe StarCraft. I played a bunch of StarCraft, and I was never very good at StarCraft because like I wasn't diplomatic with the game. I wasn't negotiating the play. I was always just doing my thing, playing my way, right? Like, oh, well, it's StarCraft, but I'm just gonna like Zerg rush every game. I'm just gonna do Zerg rush. What happens if you just Zerg rush every game is you go up in the ladder. You go up too fast the ladder because you win against all the noobs who are just trying to play StarCraft, and you get better and better, and then you plateau, and then you can't get better, and like the game remembers your MMR. You can't say like, oh, I'm not actually gold, you know, please put me back in bronze. I need to develop my skills. So you just bounce off the game. That was my experience. I would like play, I'd be like, oh man, StarCraft's so cool. I'd watch some videos. I'd watch Pig or Hearthstone, Florencio files, you know, and I'd get really be like, oh man, I want to play some StarCraft, and I'd play, and I'd just get like, I'd rush for a little while until I couldn't anymore, and then I would get sweaty pits, and I'd get angry, and I'd be like, well, this is not fun. Like, this is only fun. A metric that I have for games, whether a game is good, is like, is this game only good when I'm winning? If a game is only good when you're winning, it's because it's not a good game. Put that game down. Games should be good like you're playing, right? It should be good when you're winning, and it should be good when you're losing. And so StarCraft is good when I'm winning, and then it's bad. And then one day I encountered Vibe, and I don't know if you know Vibe. He's a YouTuber. And he's well known for his I don't like that. He's well known for his series on like getting good and building up the basics. Not getting good, building up the basics in StarCraft. And so one day I was like, man, I want to play StarCraft, but like I like really want to play StarCraft. You know, I don't want to bounce off of it again. I don't think that it's just a fundamental thing with me that I like can't play StarCraft. So what do I need to do? So I Googled, you know, how do I learn to play StarCraft? And Vibe, what you watch Vibe, and it's true. Like I watched his YouTube, and I was like, this is incredible. And then I went and like played Protoss the way that he said to play Protoss, and then I played Zerg the way that he said to play Zerg, and it was like, this is incredible. And it was building up these sort of fundamentals, right? And that's like that got me up to platinum or diamond, low diamond. Just trying to play the way that you play, right? And at that point, I hit a plateau because there's too much multitasking, and there's too much meta and matchup, and it stopped being fun when I was losing. And I was like, when I lose, I'm getting the sweaty pits, and I'm getting angry, and I'm like, oh, you know, that's a sign that maybe StarCraft is not a good game. But then I was like, no, there's something deeper here. There's something deeper going on, which is like, it's the first way of playing. I was not negotiating with the game. I was just imposing my ego on the game completely, and like not allowing the game to express itself. I wasn't asking like, well, so how would you like to be played? I was just being like, I like to play the game this way. And that sucks, and it sucked. Like unless you are playing a game that is perfectly suited to your playstyle, you will have a bad time doing that. I guarantee you. I guarantee you, no matter who you are. It's not just me. It's a universal truth. That was ironic. That was my ironic voice. This is all my experience, but we like to generalize. But the second way of playing, I was like, no, there is no me. I'm not here. There is only the game. There is just StarCraft. There is no me. I haven't actually introduced myself yet, so you don't know who that me is. It occurs to me now. But that's also not a good way of playing. Like, don't accept ego death. Don't like completely nullify the fact that you are a person with preferences, right? And so that's when I realized I was like watching a bunch of StarCraft because I had bounced off of StarCraft again, and I was watching Pig, and I was watching Florencio Files, I was watching King of Cannons, and I was like, oh, King of Cannons! Like, I love cannon rushing. This is cool. I should try just playing the cannon rush, because the thing that makes me bounce is, if you're really trying to play StarCraft, you're going to play 20-minute games. You're going to play for 20 minutes. No, you're going to play for 8 minutes, and then someone's going to all-in you and you die. And you're like, well, that was just a waste of like the time that it took me to queue up and play that. It was just a waste because I didn't get to play my game, right? And because I was trying to like build up, play the whole thing. And if you cannon rush, there is action for both players, right? In the first, it's not that you're doing a timing attack and you're robbing somebody of their 20-minute game at the 8-minute mark when they're like, oh, I'm set up now, I'm ready to play StarCraft. No, it's like you're getting in there and they know you're going to cannon rush you. And with the king of cannons, right? You probably don't know who I'm talking about. You, the audience, probably doesn't know the King of Cannons. But the King of Cannons is, in Masters or whatever, and cannon rushes every game. Why am I not using my amethyst pickaxe? Oh boy. King of cannon rushes every game and doesn't play on a barcode account, right? So you know that this person is trying to cannon rush you. And so at the 1-minute mark, at the 45-second mark, when that probe enters your base, the game has changed. Or even before that, it's like the game has changed. You know you're not in this for a 20-minute game of StarCraft, a macro game. You know this is going to be a weird-ass game, and you're going to have to practice a very particular skill. And then I, as the cannon rusher, get to be a little bit funky, but like having played the vibe style, having negotiated with the game, having been like, okay, StarCraft, how do you like to be played? Oh, okay, you like to be played like this. And then reflecting on myself, well, how do I like to be played? I like to meme. And then you discover a playstyle, whatever race you prefer, right? So for me, it was the cannon rush. It's perfect. I get to play 5-minute games. I can play 10 5-minute games a night. So I get to improve on those skills. I have the basics of the game kind of down already, right? Like the scouting and the macro stuff, the bit of multitasking. Like I got a little bit of that under my belt. And so then, and then I can work on my follow-up. I can work on it's one base or die trying. I go with the King of Cannons thing, one base or die trying. And that is the perfect experience. That is like the crystallized perfect experience for me of playing StarCraft. It'll vary for different people, right? Some people will need to, the negotiation will go differently with you and the game every time. And so here we are playing. I don't even know what I've been doing here. I'm digging out a trunk. This is a trunk, and then off of this trunk there will be many, many branches. This is branch mining. It's the same thing in Minecraft. If you allow the game's sort of tutorialization, the inherent motivations of the game. And people talk about what are you motivated to do in the game? What does the game kind of inherently, implicitly tell you to do, right? Like Dungeons and Dragons, you can't buy magic items in the shop, right? You can't buy magic items in the shop. You got to go into the dungeon to find magic items. And magic items are the most powerful weapons, right? So that's a strange world, right? In our world, you want the most powerful weapon, you can find a gun. You can buy them in some countries. You can buy them in a gun shop, which is wild. You don't have to go even into a dungeon, right? But in Dungeons and Dragons, you got to go into a dungeon. The game, there's a lot of fighting in the game. So there's these sort of inherent, motivations to go into the dungeon to find the items or whatever it is. And similarly with Minecraft, right? Like you're encouraged to skip night. You're encouraged to do certain things. But that's where the negotiation starts. You have to be aware that those things that the game is attempting to make you do, those are things that the game designer is asking you to do. You are not being mind controlled, right? Or if you are aware of what's happening, you are not being mind controlled. It is not an attack on your ego. It is a negotiation. The designer is saying, hey, I bet if you go this way and do this, you'll have more fun. Because this is kind of the intended experience. This is the intended audience, Like, look, these walls have yellow paint on them. So maybe you should try climbing them, and then you can be like, this is not for me. This game is bad. Yellow paint? No. Get out of my mind with your yellow paint. God damn you. And that's one way that you can react to that. But another way is like, okay, well, as so in this case, like Minecraft, you've shown me that I can choose to use many different colors of paint of wood, right? To get back to the point that I was making before I dug this enormous tunnel, many different colors of wood, many different colors of stone or whatever that have been added, since 1. Whatever. But it's your choice, right? Like you negotiate. And negotiation is not easy, right? It's not going to be. It's not like it's automatic that you're just going to successfully negotiate this every time. Well, that was an important piece of ceiling. I should put that back. You're not going to necessarily succeed in your negotiation with every game, right? Some games you'll negotiate with the game and you'll say, well, I like to play this way, and the game will be like, but we would like you to play this way, and you'll be like, okay, well then I think that we have come to an impasse, and I would like to ask to not play this game anymore. That is terrifying up there. Okay, did you see spider webs? I saw spider webs. So that's bad. Right? And it's wrong to be a consumer. It's wrong to not be an active participation in your enjoyment of a thing, right? So like if you find yourself walking down an endless tunnel in modded Minecraft, you find yourself being like, oh, I gotta go all the way down because I want to beat the Gaia Guardian, and then I can beat the Wither, and then I can beat the blah blah blah. Maybe if you discover that you are the kind of person who enjoys doing that more than building a quaint hut, maybe that's for you, right? But if you're not, and you find yourself doing that stuff and then regretting it, you must take control of your experience. You must say, no, game. No, I will not play that way. That appears to be the intended experience. There is a slope. There is a gradient to this experience, and I find myself sliding down it toward that experience. But I say no, I will plant a stake in the ground, and I will take my crampons out of my backpack, and I will take my grappling hook, and I will plant the crampons into the rock face, and I will clip on a rope, and I'll wrap it around my buddy's waist, and then we will rappel together up. You don't rappel up, right? I guess we'll climb up. It's inconvenient that gravity goes down instead of going up. Suppose that gravity went up and you were actually falling up, and then what you wanted to do was rappel down, then this analogy would make a bit more sense. But you get what I'm saying, right? It's up to you. The way that you enjoy a game is up to you. I build with cobble. I play in modded Minecraft. This is the JEI. There are 189 pages of JEI. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 20 maybe, that's 200 times 200. That's a lot. Back of the napkin math here. That's a lot of choice, right? And like in here, like brick, 12 pages of things that look like brick. And I understand if you feel overwhelmed by that. But the thing to do is just don't try to build something perfect and beautiful. It's a creative game for building, and builders love this game. But if you go on YouTube and you look at the builders, like the builder people who are building on their builder channels, like a lot of them are not really doing survival, or like they're using tool assisted building stuff, like they're using CAD tools to like help them with the Minecraft experience, and that's fine. They have successfully done the thing that I described, right? They have negotiated with the game. They've been like, okay, well, I'll play this game, but only if I get to use these tools. That's great, like good on them. But that's not for me. I don't want to use a CAD tool to build a giant, forest, or made out of like, absurdly realistic looking trees, or or like hills. I don't have to build the hills that I build my base on, right? Like I can accept the procedurally generated hills. They're perfectly fine, thank you. That is for you, that is not for me. And in so doing, I reject perfection. I reject the perfect choice of palette, Like sometimes you'll find some materials that go, this is why I start new bases all the time, right? It's because you'll just be, I try to do sort of a local 360 thing where like I build with the resources that are available around the base. So if I'm on the Alps mountain, recently I built a base and I used snow bricks for the first time, and I had fir. I just happened to have fir planks, and like actually snow bricks, fir planks, and fir logs look just really nice together because the logs are kind of bespoke, the debarked version, and then the planks, and then there's cobble, and I mixed cobble in there just because I was like, well, that's what I've got cobble, so I'm just gonna mix the cobble in there, and it looked really good. Or like another base that I built somewhere, and I had cypress. Cypress is this lovely dark brown, right? And then purple slate here, right? Cypress and purple slate. Are you getting it? Are you seeing it? And then orange carpet, right? Orange wool, that bright orange wool, and that cypress. Like, ooh, it was really good. It looked really good. And I'm not a color person. I'm like, by trade, I'm a computer programmer. I don't do design stuff. It's never been a strength of mine to like. I actually, even just thinking about color palettes has always been hard for me. I've never quite managed to master it. I have some heuristics that I use, but like I've developed them over time by starting small projects and making little things, and then being like, this looks good together, and I'm gonna remember that. I'm gonna put that like orange and brown, and purple and orange and brown. That looks good together. I'm gonna keep that in my back pocket, And then when I'm building a new base somewhere, I'll be like, I have some of these colors that have looked good in the past. I think I'll try and combine them in the present. Right? You don't have to go to art school. It's just like you don't have to go to acting school. You don't have to be a method actor to play Dungeons and Dragons, right? You don't have to be a designer to play Minecraft. You don't have to force yourself to do that. Yeah, I've been digging this tunnel is like a perfect metaphor for the kind of what I'm talking about right now. Like I'm really going deep on some pretty airy-fairy stuff. Maybe I need to like surface for air. This was not intentional. This bit, this was not intentional. This was not a bit. This was much better than the whole bed thing at the beginning. It's being spontaneous is much more my style. Like when I was, did you catch that when I was like walking down this long tunnel? And then I mentioned like something about walking down a long tunnel. That was not scripted. That was really just. I just need you to appreciate that. You, the audience, to appreciate that, because that felt good. But now I'm gonna come up for air. I haven't found any gold, so I can't make a watch. I can't make a clock yet, and that's what's stopping me from getting into a rhythm. But I'm gonna come up for air, and then I think I'm gonna stop it here. Is that the sun rising or setting? I think I'm probably going to stop it here and then start another video, next time. Yeah, I don't know. God, I hope somebody appreciates this. I don't know why I decided that I needed to do this. It's because I was watching a lot of video essays, and I was like, oh yeah, like these voices are saying some very smart things, like Koi Boy saying some very smart things, and a couple of others. I'll make sure to find their names so that I can mention how smart they are at a later date. That's sunset. So yeah, I guess I'll sleep. um, people saying really smart things makes me want to say stuff. You know, I'm not. There's none of this is scripted, so I can't say things that are quite as smart as their things, and it's not going to be nicely cut. You know, it's just going to be me rambling and staring at a box for a while. But that's what I wanted to do. Just get these ideas out there in this mod pack that I'm proud of. I want to share what's in it. I want to share the playstyle. So I hope that you enjoyed this. And that's the end of episode 1 of whatever the fuck this is.